everybody. Welcome to Sports Bitches. My name is Rachel Bonetta, joined by Sarah Tiana, Megan Gailey, who, by the way, just logged on. If you guys don't ever watch this on YouTube, you are really missing out because Megan looks hot as thick.
As she takes a sip from her Pizza Hut red cup.
I got on and I thought there was like a problem. You guys were like, oh my God, uh-oh. And
I mean, you always look gorgeous and stunning.
No, all it was 5 minutes of makeup. And that really, the other day, Conrad saw me like, I had done like my tinted moisturizer and my concealer. And he came in, he goes, not beautiful yet.
Oh my God, ruthless.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was like, do I need mascara? And he was like, yeah, mascara.
You know what's always so bad when someone doesn't really recognize you? I went to a dentist appointment a little while ago, and it was after I had like done this podcast or done something on TV. Yeah. And she goes, like, it took her a full, like, oh, it's you. And I said, you shut up.
Yeah. It's like, who's coming in full glam to the dentist?
You shut up.
Yeah.
She's like, you never look like this.
Yeah, I know.
Asshole.
Yeah, I know, because I'm about to have my mouth stretched open for an hour. I'm not going to wear lipstick. Wacko.
Hey, talk about a Friday night. Okay. Let's dive in here, guys. We've got some really exciting news. This is going to be like the first time that we're doing like a Sports Bitches rendezvous outside of the pod. We are going to be in Los Angeles at Cosm, which we have been talking about going to since it opened. It's like the LA version of the Sphere. You can watch sporting events here. You can watch all sorts of things, but we are going to be there to watch USC take on the Iowa Hawkeyes, the women's basketball game. We are really stoked about it. I will be looking through the menu today and pre-planning what I'm going to be ordering. What are you guys looking forward to? And everyone can come, by the way.
Yeah.
Everyone come watch this game.
Everyone's invited. Yeah, it is like a mini Sphere, but with like better food and a cool atmosphere.
Yeah.
I'm really looking. I honestly have been watching Juju Watkins for USC for a little while, and I'm pretty excited about seeing her play. And then also at the end of the game, they're retiring Caitlin Clark's jersey.
I'm going to be wearing my Caitlin Clark merch, which I already have
I will
acquired.
be wearing Caitlin Clark Fever jersey for sure.
Is she going to be there? Is she going to show
I bet. Yeah, I'm sure. If they're retiring her jersey.
Not at the Cosm, but she's going to be there in Iowa.
She'll be, but with how the screen is at the Cosm, it'll feel like we are Taylor Swift.
My dumbass thought, wow, they're going to be putting her jersey up at the Cosm. That's so cool.
No.
But this is the first ever women's NCAA basketball game that the Cosm is doing.
That's very cool.
So I feel like we are the perfect ambassadors.
I think
the
so
bitches and the women's college basketball. I'm going to the UCLA USC game in 2 weeks, and so this will be like scouting for me. You know, I'll see it on the big screen,
who you love, who you hate,
and then I'll see it from my nosebleeds in 2 weeks.
I'm really excited. I'm really excited to see. Just women's sports have obviously grown so much in the last few years. So it's going to be really cool to see, I'm sure, a very busy Cosm. And so come out and hang out with us. And I will be drinking margaritas. And Sarah's going to be drinking her, what do you
Bourbon.
Bourbon.
Yeah.
And I will be pregnant. I will be pregnant. But Conrad and CJ are coming. I said.
And they'll both be drinking beer.
They'll be having, Conrad's a big Michelob Ultra. We put it in a bottle for him. He's thrilled. I was like, can the Cosm be appropriate for a 2.5-year-old? And they were like, absolutely.
It's going to blow his damn mind. Is Cage coming?
Yeah, he's coming.
Oh my God, these guys are going to lose it.
Yeah, I'm not paying for a sitter. And like, well, because Chris wants to come.
Of course. And
then I'm like, well, it's a work thing. You have to pay for the sitter when I'm doing my work thing, and you want to go somewhere. So he's like, well, then Kate.
It's Sunday morning too. Take me to church.
Is it Sunday morning? Never mind.
It's Sunday morning.
I'm going to be drinking margarita.
Take me to church.
10:30. Yeah.
10:30 in the morning. That's happy hour. Also, I keep forgetting to plug shows that I'm doing in DC. If there's any Sports Bitches fans, Meg heads.
Yep.
I'll be performing at the Kennedy Center, which is sounds like
That's
really
big
fancy.
time.
But then like when you remember what's happening in DC right now, you're like, I guess anybody can do anything. So I will be there February 8th. There's a 7:30 show and a 9 p.m. show. And I love DC. I love doing stand up there.
Oh, I love
I
that.
do too. It's my favorite place to perform.
That's
They're
what
smart.
everyone says.
They're
Yeah.
smart.
It's just, yeah, they're really smart and they like get the jokes really quick. And
And they're not like
so you
afraid
can
to
do
laugh.
nuance and like
I like that.
sarcasm, and they get it. And they, even if they don't agree with you politically, they still find your jokes. Most of the time, they still find your jokes funny.
Okay, we got to go to DC.
Can we touch down on the fact that Sarah just drank out of a Barstool Sports mug?
You know what, Meg? I spotted that in her cupboard on Sunday, and I said, "What in the hell's going on in here?"
Well, it's just, I'm not a
It's-
huge, I don't listen to any of their shows, but they did have good, this says Bama tiers.
Oh, I like that. I didn't see that side.
Okay.
They did have good merch when Georgia won their first national championship.
Okay.
We did
I
not
was like-
see. Yeah. The
I know.
stool was what was pointing out of the cupboard
Oh,
on
the
Sunday.
store. Yeah. No. This
It
is
felt
my,
like you were trolling us, where we were like, "Uh-oh, we've been infiltrated."
There's an insider.
yeah, guys, I have to say something. I'm in love with Jake Paul, and I voted for Trump.
Oh boy.
Okay, so well, speaking of Sunday, wow, what a doozy. First off, if you guys aren't on our Discord chat, just Google Sports Bitches Discord, because somebody asked me how to get there and I said, look it up.
Download the app, log in, and then.
But we all hung out. We all went live. The three of us were together watching the game on Sunday. We went live and we chatted with everyone. Y'all showed us your dogs and your cats, and that was really a highlight for us.
Yes.
Bo Nix for president was on there at 1:30 in the morning in England.
I love that.
Yeah, shouts out to Caleb who like put the live stream together. Like he knows
we
how to
don't
do
know how
like
to
the
do anything.
technical stuff. He actually made some shorts for us on YouTube, which we're gonna try to
Is
release and put
Caleb?
out.
Is he Rochester?
Yeah. No. That
No.
was the couple.
Yeah,
He was the glass. He had the glasses
with the kitty cat. He had the kitty cat.
He had the cat.
Oh,
He had the kitty
cute.
cat. Thank you,
Yeah.
Caleb, kitty cat.
Okay, well, let's get into Sunday. First thing on the rundown, I think Goodell got some work done. Who put this here? Because I tried to find this photo, and I don't know.
So
Right.
during the Eagles Commanders game, they did this sweet thing where they were like, "Oh, we're giving tickets, Super Bowl tickets to longtime Eagles fans," and it was a mom and son. They looked like fresh from Abbott Elementary. I loved them, and so they're getting to go to the Super Bowl. And then there was a man standing with them, and I'm like, "Who is that man?" And then they said it was Roger Goodell, and I'm like, "Oh, he has different eyelids. I think he got a lid lift."
A lid lift.
Well,
that
now I have
sounds
to-
painful as hell.
Now I have
And
to look it
and
up.
that is what I will be getting at some point.
A lid lift.
Or like
Wow.
when they do like the
No, I
keep-
know people who have gotten it. Of
because you
course.
know
I live in
what
Los
I
Angeles.
you know what I did? I was Googling it. My friend was telling me about it like a few months ago, was saying she wanted to get it, and she used like the medical term for it, which I cannot recall. And so I Googled that word because I didn't
No.
know what it was. And the first image that came up was a friend of mine.
Oh.
She was the before and after.
Did Roger Goodell get work done? Sorry, I'm asking
Hey
my.
Siri.
Hey Siri.
I just
Don't
got
ask-
I just got my forehead frozen. Look at that.
Yeah.
Pretty locked down.
I
Pretty
don't
locked down.
hate it,
folks.
but I'm just always like, oh yeah, he's definitely had Botox.
Yeah.
I don't see the lid lift.
Okay.
There was just
Okay.
there were like tweaks happening that I was like, okay. And of course, Roger is getting tweaks and tucks. Yeah.
We're pro tweaks and tucks on this.
Adam,
podcast.
Adam Silver is like, this is what I look like. and
I know.
I'm not changing a thing.
I mean, there are so many people who need to get work done.
Yeah.
What can Adam
Adam
Silver
Silver.
get? That skin is taut. He's gonna
He'd have
start
to
wearing
do
a toupee.
He'd have to do a tuck in like the back of his neck so that
I
you wouldn't be able
honestly-
to see.
Just feel like, with your sunscreen, this is what I do. You mix in a little self tanner with the sunscreen so that you're like not so pasty, but also not getting the sun, but also like you just look a little like a
Yeah.
healthy glow.
Yeah. No,
But-
Adam Silver looks like a hairless cat. And he's like, this is how I look.
He does look like Nosferatu,
Which
unfortunately.
you just saw, which you say
Which I just
is,
saw, and I got kicked out of the Discord chat because I said ghost dong.
you got kicked out.
By Chris. Chris said, go stand in the corner. You can't talk like that in my house.
That's
Not in
Chris's.
front of our son.
That's Chris's username in the Discord chat, and he was
Ghost
like, "It's
dong.
going to be confusing if you're saying ghost dong and I'm right here."
Well, that's going to be the name of this podcast. We just found our title.
Okay, so the first game on the Sunday slate, the NFC Championship, Commanders Eagles. We spent money on the witch
We
for
did.
the Commanders to pull through. They were massive underdogs. They had to go on the road 3 weeks in a row. That's an emotional gauntlet. I went to take a nap and it was 12:14, and then by the time I woke up, something very bad had happened.
Yeah, they really ran away with it. Just first off, the first 5 seconds indicated how that game was going to go. Just Saquon just being like, bye.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this isn't going to be good.
I know. Somebody did the stat the other day that was like Jaden Daniels and Jalen Hurts were born, played football in high school and college, got drafted into the NFL, played in the NFL, then went to the NFC Championship before the Cowboys have.
Incredible.
In that whole time. That's
their
how long
whole
it's been.
lifespan.
Their whole life.
Wow.
They have been born, played football, grew up, got drafted. And in that time, the Cowboys have never been to the NFC Championship.
And as we're talking about the Cowboys, just because we're here right now,
Yeah, let's dive in.
they hire internally Brian Schottenheimer, their offensive coordinator. It's a baffling hire. I guess one, in the sense no one else wanted him, which is, listen, no one else wanted me and CJ got me. So sometimes that works out. Two, your team wasn't good. So why would you take someone who's already part of that coaching staff and that sort of lack of culture and then elevate them to a higher position?
What I loved was when Jerry Jones went, he had like his press conference and he was just like, he's not Brian anymore. He's the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, but he's like, Brian's not his name. Which is such a weird way of saying it.
Hey, guess what? Jerry Jones is older than Joe Biden. So if Joe Biden is too old to be president, maybe Jerry Jones is also too old to be president of the Cowboys. And
he's
transition
GM
into
too.
acting. Transition into acting. We've been saying it all along.
But here's the other thing. This is like, to me, the Cowboys organization is so good at press, right? Like, we will be talking about the Cowboys when no one needs to be talking about the Cowboys. When we're supposed to be talking about the Super Bowl, somehow we find a way to talk about the Cowboys, which we're doing now. But the fact that they released this at 9 p.m. on a Friday, instead of like Sunday morning before the games, it's like, it feels a little hidden. Like it feels like that girl that nobody in your family likes. So you're like, we'll just elope so that we don't have to have any kind of, bad juju at the wedding or whatever. Like, it's a little sad. And it's also, they talked about all the coaches that they interviewed, right? Like Kellen Moore and all these, like Eberflus, all these people. And it's like, they're like, what? Belichick, like, how come? I'm like,
why?
These people probably turned it down. Not Belichick, because I think Belichick would take anything, but like,
which is crazy.
Which is also crazy. But like, I definitely think people turned down that job.
I'm really surprised that they didn't go the Dion route. Like, it just seems so Dallas Cowboys and like fireworks and that flair and pizzazz.
Sure.
Like, I was surprised.
But I think that's because Dion comes with rules. And he comes in and he goes, I'm going to be doing this and this and this. Sure. And, with Colorado, he gets a piece of the merch for sure. He's not going to get a piece of the merch with the Cowboys. You know what I mean? And he's also not someone you can control. And I think the Cowboys and Jerry need somebody that they can control. And that ain't happening with Dion.
The press conference.
Also, really quick, Jerry Jones, don't pay people. And you got to pay Dion. You got to pay Dion.
The press conference was over an hour. The first 10 minutes were were reporters just asking why you hired this man, which is not a great sign. And he went on this sort of like long monologue, which ended with, I've been around a lot of coaches. As a matter of fact, I wanted to be a coach, except I wanted to live better than I thought coaches lived. Period. Next question. What?
What a rousing approval.
Sitting next to the guy you just hired. It's so, I mean,
Listen.
and
Did I tell you guys a couple weeks ago, did I tell you about the Jerry Jones hiring thing? That people within the Cowboys organization have to go in front of a board of executives and pitch them on why they deserve a raise. And that's like put in place so that they don't do that, because who the fuck would do that?
yeah.
This is what always happens with Jerry. Like, he doesn't pay people. He waits until the very last second to pay everybody. Remember? Zeke waited till the last second. Dak, last second. CeeDee Lamb, we're talking about it all the way up until game 1 of the season. You know what I mean? Micah Parsons going to go through the exact same thing this offseason. And then he ends up costing himself so much more money because he waits. And he doesn't want to do it. And he's cheap. And so that is why he's got Brian Schottenheimer as his coach, who, by the way, might be great. Because a lot of times you hire people who end up, you know, surpassing expectations. And as comedians and women, we know that going on stage with low expectations
It's great.
is great, because no one expects you to be funny. And then when you're funny, they're like, oh, that's the best comic I've ever seen. You know,
But,
so it's like,
but like we have low expectations, but Cowboys fans, they're delusional.
Well,
They're
they
like
should have.
every year they did hire Matt Eberflus as the defensive coordinator. So he is back in his coordinator position. Mike McCarthy's still available. Kellen Moore still available. Cliff Kingsbury still available.
That's crazy when Cliff is right there. I have a dark prediction. I have a bit of a dark prediction. I don't think that the Cowboys are going to go into the Super Bowl until Jerry Jones is dead. And it's going to happen like the year after he dies.
And then, so does that mean his daughter Charlotte, who we got to know very well on DCC, is she then head? I don't know if you guys saw our girl Reese.
Wouldn't it be Steven?
Oh, I think you're right.
For sure,
I think
Steven
you're right.
Jones goes.
Yeah,
But
he
she could
doesn't.
get into Steven's position. Maybe.
Yeah.
Like maybe she moves up.
So Reese, our girl who said that she's a vessel of God while doing
Of course.
lap dance type material. Her and her now husband did we're getting a puppy announcement.
A puppy review.
They were like, they had their backs turned, and I'm like, as I'm watching it, I'm like, I think she just finished second year. There's no way she's retiring early, because I was like, oh, is she pregnant? And then they turned around and they had a collar, and she's like, we're getting a puppy, and it's
Some
like,
shit I
that's,
would do.
but the dog isn't even there.
Just
It's
the
just
collar.
we're getting a dog.
We bought a puppy
Literally
who's
no
not
one
ready
cares.
yet.
Yeah.
We didn't adopt. We didn't rescue.
No.
Speaking about coaches really quick, can we just make a hard left turn into Jags territory? Because
Yeah.
they put out one about, Meg, did you end up watching this? Because I know we
I
sent it to you
did.
and you couldn't
I was
see it.
able to find it. I was.
Duval. Like, it was so painful.
Yeah,
There-
it is. It is like when you ask like one of your like best friends who's gay to like do like cheer for your football team. That's how it feels. You know, when they're like, yay, go Falcons.
Go
Love them. Birds. You know, and then they say the wrong thing and you're like, oh, you don't know anything. Yeah.
Not
It
a good
was cringe.
start. It's not a great start. They're going to pull back on him being in any kind of press conference.
It also has like a lot of drama around it, where like he's with the Bucks, he interviews with the Jags, then he goes back to the Bucks and is like, actually, I'm gonna take myself out of the running for the Jags job. He gets a new contract with the Bucks, and then at some point there's like he's like not at the team. What?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Go ahead. 'Cause I
Then
didn't
he's
hear that.
not at the team facility and calls Todd Bowles and is like, oh, I'm at a doctor's appointment for my kid. And then next thing they know, he's hired by the Jags.
Because
Oh my
the
God, they're
Jags
not gonna win a
fired their
single
general
game.
manager, who he did not like.
Oh, okay. So they had to
nobody-
clear.
Yeah. Yeah.
And their general manager, he had the funny mustache. Oh my God, there's a coyote
Yes.
right outside.
No way.
Yeah. Oh, he doesn't look good. He not having
He
a
had
good day. I'm letting him go. I'm letting him. You go on through. You go
You
on
got a
through.
BB gun? You got a BB gun?
He looked. No, I don't have a BB gun. He just looked a little worse for the wear. He needed a little curly Sue
He's been through some
makeover.
stuff the last few weeks. He's been through some stuff.
Yeah, because it's 9:28 a.m. They're not supposed to be just roaming around.
Makes me sad.
They're so hungry. I feel so bad for them.
I know. Listen, I let him go on through. I said, go get a pomelo. We got all the pomelos you need, honey.
Yeah, so there was a lot of drama with the Jags coach, and they need a lot of work down there. So
Yeah.
hopefully this guy can, help
good start.
Trevor Lawrence the way that he has helped Baker Mayfield. So
Yeah,
we'll
because he was
see.
like the hottest thing,
Mm-hmm.
and then it really fell off. I don't want him to get better because they're in our poo-poo division.
Do you remember when the Jets hired Adam Gase and like his press conference where he was like looking around, like everyone was like he's on coke? You remember him? Where he's just like
remember that.
his eyes are like going like round and round and
I
back
feel
and
like
forth.
the first presser is like everyone's gonna hyper analyze it because we've
Yeah.
got so much time.
Yeah,
In 2 weeks we're not gonna have anything left.
Yeah, but then
especially
Go ahead.
especially these guys that we've never met. So it's like we don't know Liam Coen. I don't know a damn thing about Liam Coen except for his kid had to go to the doctor. And then like I remember when Sirianni was introduced, he was our coordinator. And I'm like, I've never laid eyes on this person.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you got people like Aaron Glenn who are like, I already told you the answer. Don't ask me questions I ain't gonna answer.
And who did he get hired by?
The Jets. He's the head coach of the Jets. He was the
poor
defensive
thing.
coordinator for the Lions.
I know. No, I know. He's top 10 crush. The
Oh.
Jets seems like maybe the worst. Well, no, it's a lot of bad. They're all bad jobs.
I can't
Jags,
wait to
bad
dissect
job.
after Super Bowl. We should go in and dissect all the like end of season moves and maybe power rank them.
Yeah, because
Bad
it's
to worst.
not great options out there.
I also
Pete
don't
Carroll,
really
right
love
off into the
Pete
fucking
Carroll.
sunset.
I don't
Retire.
love Pete Carroll for the Raiders.
73, but with the moves and the energy of a 68-year-old.
Pete Carroll is a 9/11 conspiracy theorist, and that is what Zach slid into my DMs with when he first messaged me. And did he bring this up in our vows? You're wondering?
Yes, yes.
Yes, he did.
And you ignored it. It didn't even get a response from you.
I was shocked. I was horrified.
Yeah.
I said in my mind, Megan looked through this. Megan looked through this and had the opportunity to say, hey, dog, maybe not the 9/11 joke.
But here we are.
I just think that Pete Carroll really gives me gives me Al Davis vibes with his white shoes, but like that's literally the only thing that makes him feel like the Raiders to me.
Mm-hmm.
And he brought up Tom Brady like I don't know 18 times.
Of course.
I'm intrigued.
But by the way, I bring up Tom Brady now that I've met him all the time. So, I don't disagree, but it just he's not giving me Raiders vibes. But
No.
I do like that they're pivoting. They're going the opposite way of like things, and there's a lot of good coaches out there. What are the other vacancies that are even available right
Saints.
now?
Saints have yet to hire.
The only one. So that's going to be McCarthy because McCarthy started there, I think.
Interesting.
Maybe they're gonna. Oh my God! Maybe they're gonna announce it at the Super Bowl because it's in New Orleans, and Mike McCarthy will like come out of the middle of the field
with Harry Connick Jr.
Yes, playing the piano.
He's just on top of the piano, actually.
He does the Lady Gaga dive off.
That's
the
what I
top
was
of.
just thinking.
They got
He passes out midway through. What was the mascot that passed out on the way down?
That is so tragic.
Wait, did he die?
No, but it's just like so jarring to see.
Yeah.
Was it the Jaguars? I don't
Do we?
know.
No, it was a basketball. I think.
Oh.
Can we? I know we've done like nothing on the Eagles Commanders game because it was kind of like just a slaughter. Final thoughts on the Commanders season, though. I am so happy for them. I love Jaden Daniels. I love just the direction of this team. They're getting a new stadium. I'm just so genuinely happy for them. I'm sure you guys saw reports came out this week that Dan Snyder is livid. And it's like, good. Like in a world where so much is going wrong, an angry Dan Snyder fills my cup.
I will say, I feel like, Bills fans, Commanders fans, this is two franchises that have just like kept on missing the mark. If I were, I would be feeling better if I was a Commanders fan this week than if I was a Bills fan. Because now I feel like the Bills are just going to have they're just going to have the yips. Like that is going to be really hard to overcome. Whereas like everyone's never thought that the Commanders would be there. And so I think that I'd be really pumped if I was a Washington
wonder what's
fan.
harder, like missing the Super Bowl 3 years in a row or losing the Super Bowl 3 years in a row.
4 years in a row.
Yeah, sorry.
I think. Ooh.
That's
Okay. So
losing.
that transitions us to the Bills.
Yeah.
We're upset.
Moment of silence.
We are. You would think that at Sarah's house, one of us was an actual fan of either of these teams or of the Bills in particular. We were upset.
5 grown adults, 2 children, screaming, "Go Bills!" Like we all had money on it, and I think only one of us did. And just it's soul crushing, and it always comes down to the end, and it's never the Commanders Eagles score. It's always within 3 points, within 2 points, and it's just so heartbreaking for Josh Allen and just for Bills fans. They don't deserve this. And like I was talking to my in-laws who live in Buffalo, and it's like, what's the vibe? She said it's really silent. No one wants to talk about it. And I'm trying to give them positive feedback where I'm like, listen, the Patriots beat the Colts constantly in the playoffs. Like AFC championship games, divisional round, we would beat them in the regular season. They would beat us in the playoffs. They've won 7 Super Bowls. You will eventually do it, and it will make it that much sweeter.
That's true.
I don't know if I believe my own words.
Megan, don't say that.
Well,
Don't say that out loud.
but like that's what like is it next year? Maybe Travis Kelce. I don't know, but it's like they gotta beat him at some point.
Yeah, they got to beat him. I feel like, I mean, listen, I wanted the Bills to win just as much as you guys did. I am, friends with Chiefs players, and I know like Brittany and Patrick were still pretty upset about the Kermit the Frog being hung from a crane in a Patrick Mahomes jersey in Buffalo during the season. And so I think that has been the bulletin board material for the Chiefs is just
Kermit the Frog
wearing a
Kermit
Patrick Mahomes jersey,
catching strays in the
but
streets.
hanging,
That's
So
gnarly.
that's a little bit of bad karma going into that game. That was in the first regular season meeting. And then she was just like, never forget. And I'm like, yep. So that's pretty clear to me that if like she's posting about it, then that's something that's been bothering both of them.
Yeah.
And that makes them dislike that team and that fan base even more. So this is the thing is like you do not want to give teams bulletin board material. Like do not give them this stuff like where it's like we know when like every sportscaster will pick like, oh, we all pick the Chiefs to win, and then they always show that graphic where it's like,
Yeah.
It's all
But like,
bulletin.
but I will say I didn't know about the Kermit the Frog thing, and like we see how first of all the fan base is named Bills Mafia. You cannot be holding them accountable for their behavior. We do see what Chiefs fans do during the game. We got to retire the tomahawk chop. That it's like I'm sure Chiefs fans have burned Haley Steinfeld in effigy or whatever. Like I think like fans do.
Sure.
Distasteful things back and forth, and I think as a whole like Bills fans deserve joy maybe more than any now that the Lions are out, and so I'm seeing a lot of people post that love football and don't like football. This is going to be the first Super Bowl I don't watch. Like that's what they're all saying because it ended up
such bullshit.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna watch it. I was
going to
We're gonna
Disney.
go to Disney.
I was and I if I had been able to have my surgery yesterday like I was supposed to, I could have, but now it's got moved to right before that, and I'm like, well, I can't be walking around. So
You're
I'm
gonna
sure
watch.
there's going to be people that take a break and then like tune in for the halftime show, but it's the
Yeah.
Super Bowl. Like, I don't know. It's just like such a staple in television watching throughout the year.
I did see a stat yesterday that the Chiefs have 90% fewer penalties than their opponents during their 8-game playoff win streak. There were some bad calls. I think that fourth down call, we all sort of feel like that Josh Allen did get it, but his back is turned, and I also think the Bills made some strange choices, and we're kind of calling a failing play over and over again on those fourth downs. It didn't feel as egregious, but it is, maybe we're just like desensitized to like, oh, they're gonna get every single call.
Yeah, we're just like over analyzing every call that goes in the Chiefs' favor because we're just desperate for them to lose.
There's also the conspiracy that the flag was picked up on the Dalton Kincaid.
Yes.
You know,
Remember, that was strange.
There's like where Romo and Ants were like, oh, there's a flag on the field. Oh, it got picked up.
Yeah.
So I think they threw that flag thinking he caught it so that it would be overturned. Like that.
Do you think that there's going to be some like post-season conversation within the league about this? Like, do you think that there could potentially be teams that come forward that's like wants an investigation?
Well, the technology exists because they use it in college.
That's what
technology
I mean.
exists. I've seen it during the regular season. I think the greater conspiracy is probably to do less with the Chiefs and more to do with Vegas than anything.
Whoa.
I think it's always money. It's not like everything is about money. So no, I don't think it's going to change. I think having the leeway to decide whether, control the game as much as possible on the field is the greater choice there.
I couldn't even watch Josh Allen's post-game press conference.
It was so sad.
I had to skip it. I was just like, I can't.
So sad.
Since this is the worst case scenario, Sarah had a really good idea. Sarah, you want to set us up here?
Yeah. So I was like, this is the worst case scenario matchup for the Super Bowl. So let's all just say what else could possibly go wrong in the Super Bowl to make it just the worst Super Bowl of all time. It's already the worst matchup that nobody wanted. So let's all give some fun ideas of like awful things that could happen. For example, Nick Sirianni winning MVP of the Super Bowl instead of a player. Like that would be...
I'll follow that up with Nick Sirianni arrives to the game with a Georgia Bulldogs sweatshirt and an Atlanta Braves hat on.
Oh my God.
I had so much fun coming up with these last night.
That would gut me. Like that would gut me.
That'd be a killer.
Like just right to left, red wedding, gut me.
Okay. You know how they usually do like a honorary like kid brings out like the coin to flip? Instead of that, they just have a Cybertruck drive to midfield.
Oh no, I don't like that one.
And it like works perfectly and people love it. That's
And then you just see like Elon's like flipping it and then his hand starts to go and they cut to commercial.
Another worst case scenario, Kendrick Lamar only does one song and it's Fly Eagles Fly.
Like everyone is so down on this Super Bowl that I have been saying to people like, I'm gonna watch Kendrick. I am excited to see Kendrick.
Yeah.
SZA's gonna come out.
It's gonna be great.
And she's having like an amazing year. People are saying the movie with Keke Palmer is so good. I wonder if Kendrick's upset. Like if he's like, why did I get this matchup no one wanted? Probably not.
Okay, how about this? Eagles win and everyone's actually really chill about it and no one eats any poop.
No, I'd be so sad.
Everyone's really calm.
That's all I want.
Chaos.
We want to see the poop. We want to see.
Yeah, I want to see
at least
people
give us that.
Like fighting like Rocky at the top of the
Exactly.
steps.
Worst case
eat
scenario,
the poop.
They're like, hey, we're gonna take this win. We're gonna go home.
Yeah, because it's like I'm rooting for the Eagles just so that man eats horse poop again.
Of course, we all are.
Okay. Another worst case scenario is all of my grandparents are brought back to life just so they can watch the Super Bowl because God got confused and thought it was going to be the Bills. And then my grandparents come and they see that it's the Chiefs again and they decide to die again.
Second death. Oh,
Because I was like, I was trying to like, I'm really glad because my grandparents were all like Bills fans, diehard Bills fans. My mom was like, I'm sure Grandpa Willie has money on it in heaven. You know, like his bookie is maybe up there for him. And I was like, I'm glad all my grandparents didn't have to see this. You know, I'm glad that they're in a better place and did not have to watch.
a bookie in heaven. Now that sounds like a
Wow.
wish that the witch actually granted.
I bet they send one to heaven. They're like, listen, the rest of you go to hell. We need one up there to just keep the books alive.
Okay, I have another one. Every Super Bowl commercial features Mahomes and Kelsey.
Oh my God.
No.
Just everything. Remember
Yeah.
like that
Get your
oat
bag,
milk
but-
commercial? Oat milk.
We need to have Megan Gailey doing some more Blue Diamond Almond commercials.
What I would give.
Come on, people.
What I would give. Yeah, if we get Jason Kelsey brought out by Kendrick, like it's like someone should hide Jason Kelsey, who we love him.
Yeah.
Sure. Kylie, lock him inside on Super Bowl day. He got to stay inside.
Okay, I have one. You're gonna hate this. Trump goes to the game,
Yeah.
of course, and leads the tomahawk chop, of course. And who is watching and thinks it's entertaining and joins in on the other side of the television? Conrad.
Oh, Conrad.
Oh boy.
I felt bad writing it. I did feel bad writing
Wow. Well, the good news is we'll be watching with his older girl cousins in DC. And if Trump even comes on the TV, they're gonna go, but you know, like it's like immediate. They live in DC. They're like activated little girls. But maybe that will be like, this is Conrad's like evil turn, you know?
This is his heel moment.
He has a Mahomes jersey.
I feel bad.
Cute. I was like hoping, worst case scenario, Trump puts a tariff on hot wings and none of us get any. I can't afford. They're all like $18 for 6. I was gonna say Matthew Stafford shows up and renews his vows.
Oh yeah.
In Eagles gear. Oh, just crush me.
Okay, I have Eric Stone Street fills in as a ref. One of the refs goes down, and then he's just like,
that would be
I
fun.
can do it.
That'd be
I've
fun.
actually got my
Yeah, and all the calls still go.
I got my license.
They were gonna go the Chiefs' way anyway. You might
What
as well
if-
just make it
okay.
obvious.
What if Nick Sirianni sings like an incredible version of Neon Moon?
What's Neon Moon?
This is a song we both love by Brooks
No,
and
yeah,
Dunn.
Brooks and Dunn. Actually,
When
that
The
would make me
sun
like
goes
him.
down
Oh, okay.
On
okay,
my
okay.
side of town.
Lonesome
Lonesome
feeling.
feeling comes to my door.
Oh, you dorks.
And the whole world,
World
turns
turns blue.
green.
Okay, I have two more. Sarah, do you have some more?
Yeah, I think so. I have a couple more, but they're not as good as the ones that I already did.
Okay, I'll read my last two. Dan the witch is in the box with Taylor.
Ah,
She's in the
that
box.
actually would be great.
with
And then
Taylor.
we'll be like, you turned on us.
How did
She-
you make all hers come true, but not ours?
The Carpathian Mountains lied.
And my last one is that we are somehow all in New Orleans together. We show our boobs on Bourbon Street and no one gives us any beads. They actually just boo and tell us to go home to our families.
Even my new ones? Is that what?
Well, yours will have scars.
Worst case scenario.
Mine
Yours are
big
still
and
bandaged
veiny.
up.
My new, smaller, higher ones. Dang.
Bandaged boobs.
That was fun. I quite enjoyed that assignment.
Okay, good. I'll find a new
my
assignment for us
gosh.
next week.
So last Super Bowl in New Orleans was when the power went out for like 20 minutes.
Because
so
of Beyonce.
Let's hope the grid is working this
Yeah,
time.
that's best case scenario. The power does go out and we don't have to watch the second half. Kendrick Lamar just does a cappella shit with SZA.
Play in the parking lot.
And Harry Connick Jr.
By the way, if you guys are going to be sports pitchers, if you guys are going to be in New Orleans, we are not only having a watch party on Sunday at Sports Drink, but we have comedy shows all week. So come and hang out.
And Sports Drink has frozen espresso martinis.
What?
Ooh.
Sports Drink has amazing sandwiches, amazing drinks. It is owned by one of the greatest men I've ever met.
Yeah, shout out to Andrew.
Like whenever you go to New Orleans, it's on Toledano Street. It's on Toledano Street. It's in like the end of the Garden District. Well, not the end, but like where the really fun shops are. It's one of my favorite places.
I can't wait. It's gonna be really fun.
Love. And don't forget to come to Cosm on Sunday if you live in LA and you want to watch the USC Iowa game with us. We'll be there for watch, fun, party, hang. We'll give you guys all the details.
I do have a sports bitch, Meg. I know you have one, or somebody has one.
Yes, but please, I want to hear yours.
Okay, my sports bitch is this gal. I don't know if she's like in high school or if she is in college, but basically she joined the boys wrestling team and won I think championship for her school by 1 point.
What's her name?
I should have really.
Her name is Thumb in the Butt. And +1.
Okay, you tell me yours and I'll figure out what her name is.
Okay, you tell me yours and I'll tell you mine. Oh, okay. So mine is Madison Keys, American tennis player, won her first ever major championship. She won the Australian Open. I think she went to the finals 10 years ago when she was a 19-year-old and has been like trying to get back. Finally won, beat the #1 player on her way to the title. And she is also a newlywed. She got married 2 months ago, and her husband is her coach.
Oh, wow. I like that.
Yeah, she's great. We love Madison. We love all the female American tennis players. They are all just like absolute badasses.
Okay, I think that this happened in March, but she's a sports bitch nevertheless.
She's a sports bitch of the year.
Are you guys, really quick, I know we're wrapping it up. Have you guys been watching TGL, the new indoor golf league that Tiger and Rory started?
No.
Oh, man.
Is it fun?
If you're not watching TGL, it's on a simulator, first of all.
Sarah.
You hit your drive, and then you hit your middle shot on the simulator, and then there's this giant putting green that moves and the around because it's inside an arena. Listen, and everyone's mic'd up. And they all talk shit to each other, and it's super fun.
Okay, I do like that, but it sounds like we're watching like people play fucking World of Warcraft.
What channel is it on?
It's on ESPN.
Okay,
and so Atlanta, LA, Boston. These are like, I forget all the other teams, but like, there's like 3 to 4 players on a team. Like 3 people. They play head to head, and it's kind of fun because like there's always celebrities in the crowd and they're all just,
okay,
like,
I would go to this. I don't know if I'd watch it on television, but I would go and watch.
Well, with global warming, it's the future of golf. Just
okay, bummer.
You know. But it's like I love that that it all moves and it's like but last night Tom Kim helped Tiger's team win and like he just started shit talking the crowd. It's like, fuck you. Like he was like so excited, like shut your fucking mouth. I guess they were talking trash. It was so great.
I am.
And then there was one point where Tiger had to make a putt to kind of take them to overtime.
Overtime.
Tom Kim like leans over and he goes, I think he's like laying on the putting green, and then he stands up and he's like, I think it's left, right, left. And then Tiger goes, oh yeah, that's a good idea. And I'm like, can you imagine telling Tiger Woods what to do in golf and him listening and then making the putt? I would be like, what?
Yeah, I would tell the fucking crowd to shut their goddamn mouth.
Yeah, shut your fucking mouth. It was great. It was awesome.
Okay, guys, that is our episode. Please come out to Cosm. Go to DC to watch Meg perform Sunday morning.
Commanders fans, listen, I'm going to do a hot 15 on how the next 5 years and beyond are for you. Okay?
Oh. Are we going to get a preview of that this Friday? Because I want to hear that.
Yeah, Dan Quinn is doing a guest spot. No,
All right, guys, we'll see you next week. Love you.
Love you.
bye.